Linda Barcz from the Barcz Company is here today. We're taking your calls at 270-9933, and we have 2 lines open if you'd like to talk to Linda. Is that a lily that you brought?
That is a true lily, yes, and they are just in the gardens everywhere, are beginning to form big flower heads. This happens to be an oriental, so that wonderful fragrance you smell, that's what's creating that. Isn't that scent?
It's beautiful. And you also brought some grasses?
I did bring some grasses just because they serve as a nice, just different texture, and there's lots of cool colors. There's the golden variegated Hakanaclea, and the Japanese bloodgrass has the reddish tinges to the top, and then both of those are sort of, Hakanaclea will take shade, but the bloodgrass wants some sun, and then the one on the right that's sort of this green fountain, that actually you can see the seed heads on it, that's a type of sedge, so that, if you like that grass-like texture in the shade, that'll work.
Oh, great ideas. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the phones, and we'll start with Patty in Baraboo. Hi, Patty, what's your question?
Hi, I bought a fuchsia about a month ago. It was big and gorgeous, and now it's looking really crappy. And I'm wondering if it's because of all the rain, and
yes, it might be.
If I need to repot it.
Well, I don't know if you necessarily have to repot it. Can you move it someplace where it can get a break from being saturated? Move it where it's not going to get some of the rains that are forecast for tonight, so that the soil can do some drying, because fuchsia, it's one of the toughest annuals to grow.
Really?
Doesn't want it too dry, doesn't want it too wet, doesn't want it windy. Beautiful flowers, spectacular, but it is touchy. So I would get it in out of the rain so that you can let that soil dry up a little bit.
All right. Marilyn in Sun Prairie, you're next. Hi there. What's your question?
I have a question about a bug on my basil.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like a fluorescent green and black stripe, and they aren't eating the leaves, they just leave black spots.
Yes, and it doesn't look very nice, but if you wash it, you can still eat it. It is just fine. The trick is with basil is unless you're going to be harvesting later, you could use, and there are lots of organic types of sprays you could use also, but read the label, because if you're going to harvest it, wait the appropriate time, make sure that you wash it thoroughly, but it doesn't look nice, but it still tastes just fine.
It's still edible. That's good. Okay. Butch in Westfield. Hi, Butch. What's your question?
I got a couple of apple trees that I didn't get around to spraying earlier this year. They haven't been sprayed at all this year. The leaves are yellow, if not more than half yellow. Is it too late to do something with them?
You're not going to be able to stop the scab, and even if you did spray, Butch, I mean, it's raining so frequently that there's not a lot of help there. I would make sure that you would do the insecticide sprays, though, to keep it if you haven't sprayed it all, it may be too late for some issues, but there are still some insects that are going to be feeding at this time.
Yeah.
But the scab, you're going to see apple trees, and flowering crab apples are going to drop leaves also. Typically, it does not hurt the tree long term. It's just this season.
Oh, the weather has been such a challenge. It really has been. Ken in Monroe, you're next. Hi there. What's your question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have trouble with earwigs on my marigold foliage. They eat all the foliage up.
Okay. Well, earwigs, they're loving the wet. They absolutely love it, and then they hide underneath the pots. There is a material, and it's actually, what is that? I'm not thinking of it right now, but there is a material that you can put around the base of the marigolds that will help to get those earwigs, because they aren't on the plant, so you can't spray the plant and control them.
Okay.
I think it's a granular product, if I'm remembering right.
Okay. All right, good.
Yes.
Mary in Madison, you're next. Hi there. What's your question?
Yes. I have jack-in-the-pulpit seeds from last year, and I was wondering if I had to soak them before I seeded them.
I think that as long as you pulled off the pulp from around that plant, there is something in the pulp around the jack-in-the-pulpit seeds that inhibits it. I would say planting it at this time of the year, I would soak them first, and then plant them.
And then do it. Okay. All right. Let's try to get one more call in. Linda in Whitewater. Hi, Linda. What's your question?
Yes, I was wondering if this is a good time to dig up my irises and divide them.
It actually is, because the iris, after it gets done flowering, it goes a little bit dormant for a period, and you can cut off all of that other foliage, and then the new leaves that will come, get rid of any of the rhizomes that are not looking healthy, and just replant it right away.
Okay, great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your call. Thanks, everybody, for your calls today. We got some good questions in. That's good, but we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay on the line, and Linda will talk to you personally in the newsroom. Thanks, Linda. We'll see you next week. Stay dry.